Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another night of Saints Overwatch. My name is Amanda Commander Dupuy, and joined with me is John Billabang Zwiedema.
Hey,
How are you
everybody.
doing today?
Doing great. I'm looking forward. I haven't seen, I haven't commentated our Overwatch. I had to watch our first game. It was 3-0, pretty solidly by St. Clair, but I don't think they're going to be that dominant today. They did play against GVU, their opponents in the preseason, and they did lose. So how do you think they're going to improve on that last one?
I feel like the Saints Overwatch team has expanded a little bit. They've added a new player to the roster, Ubel, another hit scan DPS player as a sub, who I'm hoping that we'll see today, because I know last time when Saints went up against them, it was 2-1. It was really close games, but it was the sniper battle that ultimately was their downfall. So hopefully, with the new pickup of Ubel, we'll be able to have, if it comes down to a sniper battle again, hopefully they'll be a little bit more balanced. They might be able to take it home.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, preseason only counts for so much when you look at how you're going to play out the rest of the season. Obviously, you have a lot of other stuff going on during the preseason, just starting to get together with your team. A lot of the team chemistry questions might go on. So I think for me, when I look into the second game of the season for them, so I think obviously you started off 1-0, you're starting off on a good foot. So going into the second one, you're going to have a lot more confidence. And, even though you might have gone down in the preseason to them, it's still a loss. So I think they'll still feel it. Might come back swinging. And who are you expecting to pop off today?
I'm thinking it's gonna be. I think everybody will have their moment, but I'm expecting to see a lot from either if they sub in Ubel, probably a lot from him as his debut, or Bailable and Cheesy have been making huge moves on DPS.
For sure. They looked really good. Obviously, they had a really nice alt combo from last week that kind of opened up their first map and snowballed into the rest of that match. And I think, obviously, all the games are really close, but there was a couple points during all those matches where I think Cheesy definitely had a really good EMP on Sombra, and then I believe a really good May moment too. And actually, there was a really good G-Skills with a really good Diva performance as well. So I really want to see maybe him bring that Diva back. He absorbed, I think, 2 or 3 ults in the same play. It was the May ult and the Hanzo ult. So the fact that he's able to get in front of those, have a good reaction time, is going to bode well for them throughout the rest of the season. Because when you're running into a lot of comps nowadays, that is kind of running, like, you see a lot of the Hanzo, you see a lot of the May. I wouldn't be surprised to see him play a lot more Diva in this upcoming match.
Absolutely. Also, I did lie earlier. This is week 3 of NECC.
Okay.
Saints are currently standing at 6th place with a 1-1 standing.
Okay, so they're still even. Do you know what GVU is?
Yes, 0-2 right now.
Okay, so they're still ahead of GVU here, but like I said, GVU did beat them in preseason, and you definitely don't want to go down 1-2. Definitely not going to be a good place to be looking for in the rest of the season. What do you think they're going to have to change up in this one to try and get ahead of GVU?
I think it's definitely going to have to be, like what I kind of said earlier, if it comes down to a sniper battle, try subbing in their new player, see if they can take a win with that. If not, then I think it's just going to be making sure that their teamwork is flawless, making those rotations, not overextending too much, because I know that can be the downfall of our team sometimes too. So
yeah, so that looks like we are going to be getting into game 1 here, St. Clair College versus Grandview University Black. Looks like we are going to have a Baptiste here, so we're talking about how strong Baptiste is right now. We're going to have Baptiste, and we're going to have a pharmacy for GVU starting this one out. So do you think they're going to swap the hit scan as soon as they see this coming out of GVU?
It could very well happen. I think Bill is just on the Symmetra to get the quick teleport out, and then he might swap back. He could use the Symmetra on this map, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we see a Doomfist too for Jeezy, so no hit scan. They do have G-Scales on that Diva again, so no Rise there. That's just going to be helping us. They are going to get on a point here to start us off. Turrets are going to go down, and that's going to be St. Clair already on this point. Very key that they're able to get that early percentage up here in just a second.
G-Scale is going to do a little bit of damage, just kind of peppering it onto them from afar. Grandview trying to find a way in right now. We do have the pharmacy kind of peeking through that window here and there, but they can't really get in quite yet. Saints are doing a pretty good job of holding them back.
Oh, 9 does get taken down there by Lions. They're going to be down there, Baptiste. They will take the early percentage on this point, but Jerryman and Guardian will clean up 2 more from St. Clair, and it's going to be looking like they'll try and push him back. A couple kills when they're at G-Skills, gets the Mercy, but it's not going to matter because they are going to get that point. So GVU will take this and start taking some percentage for themselves, and I think that really early pick on Baptiste there was key for them to take that point back.
Absolutely. Arjun is kind of in a weird spot right now. He needs to be really careful trying to get out of here because Grandview could take advantage of this. Right now, Apostle gets 2 kills onto Grandview. G-Scales is going to clean up that Pharah, leaving the Mercy alone.
Nice fire strike there. Was able to get that second pick. Very important for them to get this. Ult's coming up. Lion does have his Baptiste ultimate online. Symmetra ult is also up, so that wall will be very important how this next fight plays out when they try and push this one out. Looks like, yeah, so wall will go up here. They will try and defend this entrance. Not going to allow anyone to come through here. Symmetra, it looks like, yeah, so they're going to take down the Soldier, and Lion will go down as well, and that's going to mean St. Clair will be able to hold on to this point and wait for another crash. And I think really important there to switch to Soldier helped out St. Clair a lot, and they did, switch to Soldier helped out St. Clair a lot to prevent them from actually taking that point back.
Absolutely. The Soldier can be really scary. He can hold the whole team back if given the opportunity there, just constantly just loading in bullets to the enemy team here. Nine gonna try to do a little bit of DPS Baptiste here, trying to get some damage. G-Scales does have bomb, so he might use it. However, Darkrai gonna pop that visor and take out 2 members of St. Clair down with him. 3 actually.
Oh, beautiful shot there. That's gonna be 3 quick ones down. They're gonna try and save them off for as long as possible, but another couple ults are going to be put into this point to try and confirm it for them at least. It looks like G-Scales will try and keep this as long as he can. Ult will not be used here. We'll save that for the next push. So they are able to hit 80%, so pretty significant margin. They are going to have 5 ults up here, so pretty good push here. Looks like they will just have the Soldier or the Pharah ult and the D.Va ult for defense, so I definitely think St. Clair here going to try and force it with their 5 ults and see if they can cap off this point.
They should be able to get through with those 5 ults and theoretically hold the point for another 20%, but if another fight were to take place, that could be bad. Jerryman going to go down to G-Scales, but it for some reason doesn't say G-Scales took him out. D.Va Bomb's going to go off by Opia, taking out Cheesy. Cheesy and Apostle working together to clean up 2 more members of Grandview, and it looks like Saints are going to cap this point.
Yeah, that was really good by them. A good job by G-Scales to absorb all of that damage from that Pharah ult and then run into her with the thruster in order to make her taken down, essentially. And he still actually has this D.Va ult available, so the self-destruct is available to try and clear off this point when they go for that push on the 99%. So we're going to see him use it here, hopefully on this point here in just a second. No ults available, so the Mercy ult is actually available now. It will be used here. Overtime is activated, but it's going to be a couple people pushing on the back point here. G-Scales will take one out with self-destruct. Cheesy can get one as well. Apostle going to get a 3rd, and that's going to be a cleanup here on this point. St. Clair will hard push this. This is going to be 1 against Saul. Hanzo with the Deadeye going to get the last one there. Soren will be taken down, and that's going to be St. Clair taking map number 1.
That was a really good Deadeye from Available there, taking out the Mercy, because the sustain from Mercy pocketing 1 person is insane, and honestly, she can keep somebody up in overtime for a while if uncontested.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I think the key there was the fact that G-Scales was able to absorb that Pharah ult in that initial fight and keep the self-destruct so that when they tried to force some point, he threw the self-destruct out more towards the middle of the map and actually got Soldier with it. So that was kind of the snowball that led to St. Clair eventually winning that one, but really good job by him on that one. Made a huge difference, and I'm really surprised. I thought they would struggle a little bit early on with that Pharah Mercy. They didn't have a lot of DPS to deal with it, but it seemed like really all they had to do was run G-Scales into that Pharah Mercy, just be an annoyance, and they were able to take that point without much contention.
G-Scales is really good at those defense matrix and knowing when to use them at the right times. I do believe in the game last week he ate like a blizzard or something crazy, so it's awesome seeing him utilizing, D.Va's kit to its max here.
Yeah, for sure. We're actually going to see a Tracer out available here. We did see the Reaper last week in this comp. They are going to have a Roadhog on the other side as well as a Sigma, so a little bit of changing comps here. It looks like St. Clair is going to run all over the other team here. Grandview has nowhere to go, nothing to do. A couple kills going over already, and that's going to mean it's just going to be far on the point here. This bird can try and fly, but that's going to be... Ooh, actually Darkrai gets Cheesy there on the back side, so a good pick, but it will go over to St. Clair in the end.
St. Clair kind of cleaning up here, gonna take out Darkrai and Soren and Jerryman. Cap that point, the time's gonna start ticking down. St. Clair in a great position right now.
Yeah, I'm really looking for Arjunk here, and as well as G-Scales to try and bop some people off point on entries here. It's really important if you can get those initial picks on people trying to push into this center point. Yeah, so Jerryman actually going to get available there on the Tracer, so a really early pick for Grandview. Good spell disaster from St. Clair, depending on how they play this. Will be a lot of ults put in here. The Mar ult going to come out as well. Transcendent's not going to, or Apostle is going to find one, Cheesy going to find another, and despite being down one, they are going to make this a pretty even fight, and it's going to be Darkrai taking down Apostle with the shots there as well. Arjun going to trade one back on Guardian. That's going to be St. Clair holding this house and able to keep them off this point. And self-destruct up here soon. Oh. Ooh, G-Scales, oh, he's just barely going to live. Gets the boosters at just the right time, and that's going to mean they will hold on to this point for now.
That was really close for comfort there for G-Scales. I was sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks like St. Clair is going to have about 3 or 4 ults going into the next fight. Apostle picks off Darkrai early, which is a big pick. Looks like they're going to try to collapse. The Pulse Bomb goes off from Bailable onto Lion's Immortality
he's going off
Field.
the edge. No, Roadhog, no! There he goes.
Apostle going to help clean up a little bit too, but Opia gets a little bit of revenge and takes out Cheesy. And, you know, Apostle's going to get another one into the void. Opia goes down.
Yeah, that's a lot of bumping. You got R-Junk on G-Scales. I didn't even think about Apostle with the bumps, but he proved that he can bump just as much as this Lucio can, as much as G-Scales can as well. So the Fire Mercy still up here, and it's interesting to me, they do have 5 ults available, so Darkrai will get another early kill on Bailable here, so they are going to have to try and force on this point. Looks like St. Clair will be down a person, so here's going to be the 99% push is going to come on. Roadhog will come out, see if he can catch anyone, but that's going to be a massive ult from the Pharah, but it doesn't matter because they're all going down. It's just going to be the Fire Mercy on point here. Can Jerryman do everything for GBU? EMP going to come out as well. It's going to be Tracer taking down the Zarya there as well. G-Scale's going to pick up one. Soren going to go down to Bailable as well, and that's going to be St. Clair with a clean 100-0 here in map number 2. Actually,
we're still going a little bit here. Darkrai swapped to the Tracer, but it looks like, oh my goodness, they're coming back. Lucio here is, gonna go down.
Yeah.
And there we go, St. Clair 2-0 on the first map.
Yeah, Lucio and Tracer, so you're always gonna get a little bit of delay there, but in the end, St. Clair takes it, and I was very surprised there. They didn't really swap off of that Fire Mercy. They kept it going throughout the entirety of that map, and I just didn't see it working. The problem was you had Darkrai, who had his times on that map, but I think he just had a real struggle getting onto the map, onto that second map, and getting onto that point. And for me, I think St. Clair did an amazing job at keeping them away from the bridges, forcing them into the house, and then when they got in the house, they just won all those battles early. And despite Bailable, there was twice there where Bailable got taken down super early on that Tracer, they still were able to win those fights.
Definitely. I know last time one of St. Clair's main issues was going up against Darkrai. Darkrai is a menace on GBU, constantly finding those picks at the exact moments you don't want him to.
Yeah. So it was really good on them, able to weather that storm. I'm really interesting choice on the Tracer pick there. I don't know if it was exactly the preferred pick. I think obviously you pick up this Metro for the early teleporter, swaps off of it. We saw him on a couple different things in that first map, but the second map he stuck with that Tracer for most of the round. And obviously it did take out the Baptiste a couple times. It was pretty good later on in the map, but I think initially it did get picked off a few times. So I mean, to their credit, they did win the round 100-0, so can't really bash them too hard about it, but definitely something to think about going into this next map.
Absolutely. So I think the next map is usually a hybrid map. So, I mean, what we usually see them play is Kings Row, because everybody loves Kings Row. That's why we nickname it Saints Row here.
Kings Row is so much fun.
It's so much fun. It's such a great map. So that's probably what will end up happening, but we'll have to see.
And, I mean, do you think they're going to stick with a similar comp? You have G-Skills on the Diva, looking incredible. And it's really important that they're able to weather that Pharah Mercy without, a dedicated hit scan to actually take it out. Because you look, they were running with a Tracer that was really, the Tracer Diva was really the only thing that could bother it, but it wasn't really doing that much. And there was twice there, especially that last one, you didn't see it, but the G-Skills actually got the Pharah ult absorbed again. So I really feel like they might want to switch it up if you're GBU. Think about maybe pulling out a Hanzo with a Zarya or something like that to try and help yourself out. Obviously, it is going to be hybrid, so you do have that kind of package mentality where you can hop on point, allow yourself to hold that one out, and just play back row with the Hanzo and just go for the Grav Dragon combo that is so effective.
Absolutely. I mean, we're probably going to see another Diva here. Ooh. Oh, we're actually going to be on
nice.
Blizzard World here.
Blizzard World.
This is a map you don't see a whole lot lately in St. Clair's games. We usually see Kings Row. So it's great to see Blizzard World here. I think we're going to see more Diva. And we do. We see more Diva from G-Scales. Apostle going to be on that Reinhardt. Cheesy on the Cowboy. And we got available on May, which is pretty classic for him at this point. Yeah. You know, his May walls are to be feared.
And I think specifically on Blizzard World, on this first point, May can be so effective because the way it's structured is that you only have to, like, what you can do is you can block off half of the entrance onto this map, onto the point with the Mei wall. So once they start pushing on the point, you can separate the team, try and pick off the people that are on point while the Mei wall is still up. So I think that's the thinking behind this. Interestingly, actually, so they are on attack, actually. So, I mean, you could think about it the other way, too, is where you can block off entrances to the point with the Mei wall from the attacker side of you. So they could be trying to go that way, too. We are have a Ashe Torb for Grandview here. So
very interesting. I mean, it works well on Blizzard World, usually, depending on how it's played. I mean, Ashe is great on this map in
see, there it
general.
is. The Mei wall to block off the Orisa.
Cheesy going to take out Guardian early here. Darkrai gonna get some revenge by taking out Bailable, but G-Scales still using his defense matrix to the best of his ability, peppering in some damage from the high ground.
Yeah, that's why on this first point, Mei can be so effective, is she can block off that little entrance on the side there, and you see as soon as Guardian got cut off from his team, he just had nowhere to go and got taken out immediately. So it's going to be a couple extra kills on the side here. Jerryman going to get 2 actually, but they will take points, so nothing too crazy. They're going to spawn literally right behind where the package or where the payload is.
Available did get slow spawn there, so he's coming back just around the corner here with the rest of his team. They're going to group up. The BAP window will come out from St. Clair onto Opia? Yeah, Opia gets stuck behind the wall, but still manages to live, but not for long. Bailable is going to take him out. Soren's going to go down to G-Scales. Bailable's going to get another onto Jerryman. And St. Clair are starting to clean up here.
Yeah, it looks like Diva will be taking out here of her suit, but she will be hopping back in there in just a second. She's going to farm up some of this reset. It seems like a little bit of disconnection there from the members of Grandview. It seemed like they were kind of contesting it one at a time. The Ashe died very early, and Mercy went for a res, and then as soon as she went for the res, she got taken out too. So that's what feels bad as a Mercy, where you res someone, you sit there and you're like, there's 4 people trying to jump on top here right now, and I have nowhere to go. So,
so the BAP window is going to come out from Grandview, but doesn't look like it hits anything. However, Opia is going to get 1 flux kill onto Apostle. Juryman is going to get 2 onto St. Clair here, and looks like they're just going to clean up St. Clair, and St. Clair is going to be forced to regroup and respawn.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good for St. Clair, though. They do have 3 ults up, and G-Scales will also have the self-destruct up momentarily, so a lot of options for how they want to push this one. You look on the other side, Jerryman, the only one with the ult available. Soren might have his soon as well, but I think definitely here a lot of ults available for St. Clair to take advantage of, and they're going to try and push onto this point as fast as possible, and maybe look for a pick here up on this board.
Yes, Bailable going to go in here. Wall off the Orisa from backing up. She's going to be forced to jump down. Bailable going to throw the Blizzard in, and Saints are going to run in to the Torbjorn, who happens to be using a Molten Core as well. Apostle going to interrupt that, take him down. Same with 9. All of St. Clair just kind of regrouping here, going to come around the other side and try to get Grandview here from behind.
Yeah, so
but Saints are falling.
Apostle still has his Shatter available. He didn't end up using it there. They were a little bit disconnected on that push. Looks like Arjunk and Apostle wanted to try and push through that center console, and they didn't end up going through the underneath there. They tried to go on top, and it was a little bit of disconnection there. A good push that left only 2 members available, but unfortunately just weren't able to take advantage of it. And I think this actually is a very, very hard point to take with this payload. I think this is one of the more difficult ones because the spawn for the defenders is so close. So it looks like Mike is going to be self-destruct going to come over top. Will catch anyone though. G-Scale's going to get him with the missiles. Turret will go down. G-Scales will get one of the self-destructs as well. So it's going to be 2 quick ones. 9 going to get the ult from Ashe as well. And that's going to be a couple ults wasted, but not too much happening here for the side of Grandview. It's going to be a nice cleanup here. G-Scale's going to get Jerryman. It's going to be Diva staying alive here just barely. And looks like Sigmund trying to do anything he can, but not going to have any place to go.
2 members of Grandview are trapped behind Saints right now. It looks like Mercy and Ashe, but Ashe is going to go down to Cheesy.
Support 1v1?
Oh, and Arjun is going to win that fight against Soren.
Cheesy should have just left him alone. It should have been a support 1v1.
I know,
we
right?
Stand those. But yeah, so
exactly.
they're going to push into this 3rd point here. And interesting, I do like this core pick, but I think on this last point, is going to struggle quite a bit. Oh, a big shatter onto 2-3 people there. Good job by Apostle nailing that one right on the head. And that's going to mean they're going to be able to push this payload far and fast.
That's going to be a 3 kill for Apostle there. With 1 on the side, a little bit of an assist there as well with the shatter. So, yeah, looking pretty good right now. Saints are grouping up to take these last few fights. The Sigma Flux is going to go out onto St. Clair. Nobody dies from it yet. Grandview trying to push out of spawn here. and establish a better ground.
Oh no, Darkrai takes available. He's trying to throw the Blizzard. Blizzard does come out though, and it catches 2 people, so they will go down. Good job getting out that ult before being taken down there. A nice swap there onto the Hanzo at the last second. They are going to have they still have 3 minutes here, so a lot of time available for them to try and push to this point. G-Skill's trying to push this one the last couple meters, 0.87 meters left here. Try and push this one onto the end, but it is very tough to take. Grandview does not want to give this one up, but that's not going to matter. As soon as they take this up, looks like actually the Dragon will come out there just in time. It gets 2. Arjunk and G-Skill's going to be taken out by that Hanzo ult, and that was just in the nick of time.
Nine's going to run out of there. Apostle going to shield him on his way out, saving his teammate. Saints are forced to regroup here, getting ready. Nine going to get a little bit of health from spawn and heal up the rest of his teammates and get ready to go in.
Yeah, so self-destruct still available for G-Scales here. No ults available just yet except for that one, so we'll see how they play it out. We do have the Mercy and Lion with ult as well, so windows will be available for both of these Baptistes to try and do some stuff. That's going to be one, and the opposite one's going to come out. Self-destruct going to come over top here. It could catch a lot of people, but no, it's going to catch no one actually. 2 will go over. That's not going to matter. They get the objective somehow. And St. Clair somehow pushed that to the end. There was 3, almost 4 kills that happened at the end, and they still somehow got that point.
Was that a C9 on the side of
It
GB?
was. It was 100% a C9. Someone stuck onto that point somewhere, and they were able to push that in. So
oh my goodness.
that's a heartbreaker for GVU and a sigh of relief for St. Clair, because it was looking like they were having a tough time getting through there at the end.
I should explain it as well for the people at home. C9 is when a team totally abandons the point for a moment there, focuses on something else that isn't the objective, and then the objective gets captured. Famously coined by the team Cloud9, C9, for their very unfortunate.
Coined by them. I think it was more that happened to them where they just,
well, yes, coined by the community due to C9's or Cloud9's first
but
mishap there.
Yeah, that's so dangerous when you get down to, within 5 meters at the end of that point, because even if you're off it for a second, someone sneaks on there, you actually saw, I think it must have been Babel, because Babel was on that tracer.
Yes.
So he must have been in the back line on that point and just somehow snuck it in when they started pushing out. I'm surprised too, because that Dragon came through, and it was, or not the Dragon, the D-Ball came through, it caught nobody. There was 3 kills that went over, and they somehow still got that objective. So I think they were too eager to try and push that out, forgot about point for like a split second, and that's just enough for St. Clair to push it on.
Available is known for sneaking onto the payload when nobody is looking and pushing it further. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. He's probably giggling about that in the nest, knowing him. Sneaky guy.
Sneaky peeky like.
So it looks like St. Clair going to group up here. We're going to see a little bit of a comp change. We're going to see Arjun on the Zenyatta. Apostle and G-Skill's going to go for that Orisa Sigma combo. But for the most part, everybody else is the same except Bale and Cheesy are going to go for snipers.
Yeah, not too surprising here. I'm surprised there's not a Mei on this point. I think she could be pretty effective here with her wall on the side, but looks like they want to stick with the double range just to give themselves a little bit more room to operate here, because they can stand up. You don't see them standing up on that top platform right now, but once their push comes through, we'll see them move up there as well. Cheesy going to get a Storm Arrow onto OP, but Darkrai will trade it right back, so it's going to be 1 for 1 on each side. But 9 and Apostle going to clean up the DPS from GVU, and that's going to force them all the way back to their own spawn. D.Va trying to run away, but it's not going to be enough. She is going to shot by her blaster a couple more times to be taken down by Arjunk there. So good first defense there by St. Clair, and it means that GVU is going to have to try again.
9 going to back up with the rest of his team and get ready for this next fight. Looks like Opia is going to come in here first, absorb a whole bunch of damage, get those shields. His team is going to back him up. Lion going to give him some heals, and they are regrouping to take this next fight.
Yeah, keep your eyes on Darkrai here. He will have this Hanzo ult very soon, so look for the Dragon to come out, force itself on this point. Cheesy also getting pretty close. That's going to be a window from Baptiste here, trying to open things up, but not going to catch anyone, so they will try and push in on this right side. Looks like Transcendence will be up as well in a moment for both of these. And Yada's Soaring going to be taken out really early, though. 9 getting a pick onto that Mercy. Dragon will come down onto the point here. A lot of healing going down to keep him alive, but Darkrai does somehow manage to get Cheesy, so Transcendence will come out here for just a couple seconds trying to keep the team alive. Babel going to get Darkrai, though, and Lion getting taken down as well. That's going to mean this defense is well done by St. Clair, and they will find everything they need to. This is going to be Opia on site, will be taken down. Does get Arjunk there, actually, so something key, but yeah, it looks like D.Va will be left on point here for as long as possible. And they're gonna let D.Va run around on point as long as possible, try and get her disconnected from the team. So that's going to be a trade, though. They do get 9 on the backside of that, so it is actually 5v5. They could look to push in here.
You see Nine was laughing there. He knew that he kind of messed up, but that's all good. You know, we take that. Looks like Saints are going to be down a little bit while they wait for Nine to come back. They're down their main heals, so they need to play a little bit more careful. Hopefully he can get back in time for this next fight. Was that Dark? No, it was Cheesy that just ulted there onto Grandview, but nothing really came of it. We're even right now. Nine forced to use that Immortality Field. Looks like Saints are up 2 as well, so they're in a very good position. Guardian gonna get pushed back, actually pulled by Apostle, and they're gonna try to keep her from running back to her team as long as possible.
Yeah, Nine is just clicking heads this game. I think it's been like 3 or 4 times where he's actually just gotten these initial picks and allowed St. Clair to hold this point as strong as they have. And right now, Bob is up for available, so that's available for them to use. But GVU has 3 ults for themselves, and we'll have Jerryman's Deadeye in just a second. So Dragon will come out from this Hanzo. Bob will be there to answer, so a trade of ults there. Jerryman going to get a kill on Available, though, so this could be dangerous for St. Clair. Just 30 seconds left. They're going to try and have to hold this point down 1. Looks like they will be able to hold it for now. Cheesy going to get Darkrai. The nice trade, though, does make this a lot harder for GVU. Can they try and push it? And this looks like Jerryman is going to pull out the Deadeye, but not going to catch anyone. Good job keeping Cheesy by keeping Jerryman off that. A lot of ult self-destruct. Going to down on a point. Not going to catch anyone. Oh, we'll get Cheesy, actually. Trade will come out on Guardian, though, before she can get back into that mech. It is going to be Transcendence coming back on the backside of this Arjunk, trying to find someone, but Transcendence will come out just to delay them. 8 seconds remaining here. They're going to have to try and force on a point. Apostle, I think, a kill on Jerryman. That's going to be 5 seconds left. Can GVU do anything? No. St. Clair shutting the door in their face, and they're going to take map 2.
This is a totally different St. Clair than we saw a month ago when they played in the preseason. So it's great to see that 2-0 so far. But because it is NECC, we play all 3 games. So we're going to have to stick around for one more game to see who wins that. But Saints have pretty much won the series at this point.
Yeah, for sure. They're dominating.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, it was a 4-man shatter by Apostle.
I think that was 5, actually.
Absolutely nutty. That's an insane. That's the satisfying shatter that you want to see from your tank. But I got to talk about 9 in that game.
Yes.
He was unbelievable on Blizzard World. Like, he got 2 or 3 picks himself, and you're like, that's the point where you're healing to like DPS. Why am I doing your job for you? Like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
But I mean, he did a really good job. Really good Hanzo ults there by Cheesy, was able to keep them off of that point. And I mean, when you get 3 points on attack, you feel good about yourself. But when you shut out your opponents on that first one, it just feels so much better.
Absolutely, especially with Baptiste being pretty much the DPS of support heroes.
That was kind of crazy.
Exactly. It's great to see when a Baptiste player can do just as much healing as damage and kills, really being vital to the team. That's why when 9 went down right in the beginning of one of the fights there, I was like, oh no, like that's huge because you take out the Baptiste, you take out extra damage and most of the heals.
And the invincibility.
Exactly.
So there's really like, you can get converged on very quickly. And that's when it becomes worrisome. But I mean, at that point, they did have an advantage in ults a lot of the time. So it felt like no matter what GVU did, no matter what picks they got, and I think more importantly than anything, there was a few times where they got early picks, but it was traded out almost immediately. As soon as someone overstepped to get 1 kill, it was answered back immediately by St. Clair. So all the advantage you could get didn't really turn into anything because as soon as you went down to a 6v5, it was just a 5v5 almost immediately after.
Absolutely. So next map here, I'm guessing it will be Payload because I don't see them doing a 2CP on. There we go. There's Havana. Are we going to see Yubel here? Doesn't look like it. We're actually just going to see Bailable on the Widow. You know what? That's okay. Bailable's a pretty good Widow.
Look at we got the Hanzo and the Widow.
Yep.
So, I mean, and we have Cheesy on the Bastion. No surprise here. Bastion on Havana is extremely powerful on that payload, so nothing surprising there. But I am looking for Darkrai and Jerryman. I think Darkrai has had a pretty good game. Jerryman definitely struggling a little bit, getting a few picks, but it seems like he does get picked off on those trades. So I'm really looking for him to try and step up here in game number 3 and see at least GVU can get an answer, get a map for themselves, and you know, provide some kind of answer. Because right now, it looks like St. Clair is just tears and tears above them.
Absolutely. Darkrai did give them a lot of trouble on the Widow last time, I do remember, on this specific map. So we are going to see the Widow Hanzo combo from both. Darkrai actually going to take down Bailable immediately, but Cheesy's going to get some revenge for his fallen comrade. Take out Darkrai as well. Yeah,
that's really key that you got that trade kill on the Widows there, and it's going to be really good for St. Clair because Darkrai actually gets res there, so it won't be so even. But the spawn point for St. Clair is much closer than it is for Grandview right now. So he kept your Widow in that one. They can trade off, but they do end up getting this upper apartments. Apostle does get the Widow again, though, so will mean they'll be able to push really far up on this first point. Maybe even have to give it up sooner rather than later.
A good Widow can tear apart an entire team, and we can truly see that. Bailable looking to click some more heads here. G-Scale is going to put up his shield for his team, do a little bit of poke damage, but he has to watch out for Opia behind him here. Arjonk's actually going to go down to Darkrai with the damage boosted Widow shot.
Yeah, and I think key here is the Mercy is sticking onto this Widow as much as possible, where St. Clair has a little bit more disruption with the Zenyatta, but not as much direct damage channel into them. So it is going to be 2 kills over to GVU. Will be a res as well onto Guardian, so they will take an advantage here and stop this payload from actually... Oh, a nice snipe there, but not going to be enough to kill him, and that's going to be Jerryman getting Bailable off and not allowing that Mercy to go down. So they did push it pretty far, but didn't quite get that first point.
Yep, St. Clair Saints are going to regroup here. Bailable gonna look to get a better angle this time. Hopefully he doesn't get spotted out by Darkrai too early here. Darkrai is a menace on the Widow, as I had said before, so they're gonna have to be careful. The Hanzo ult actually goes out from Jerryman here. Apostle is gonna have to fortify to save himself. Jerryman gonna take out Apostle, but Lion is also gonna take out 9.
Yeah, they don't want to spend any ults here. Lion already taking out 2, so they are going to have to try and push again. They will have 4 ultimates, and Bailable actually will have his ultimate again soon, so they will have a lot of utility on this next push, but it is going to be key, because if they're not able to take advantage of this ultimate economy that they have, they're going to have to be waiting a long time before they can use it again. Ult will go out from the Hanzo, though. G-Scale is going to get a quick kill onto Opia, and this could mean a really good push for them. Just the Roadhog left to tank all of this damage from St. Clair. It looks like, yeah, so they will be boosted by this Risa ult as well, and that's going to be another ult. Sigma activating his, and that's going to be a gravity well into the ground. Guardian getting slammed, and now going to take out the sniper there for Darkrai, and that's going to mean St. Clair going to take point number 1.
St. Clair are going to do their best to cap here. I mean, Grandview still has a chance to push, but it looks like they're going to regroup. Let St. Clair take this point and get ready for the next fight here. St. Clair has 3 ults, so they're in a pretty good position. Grandview in a pretty similar position as well. Jerryman almost has his 3rd. So it's really anybody's game right now. Saints are looking a little weaker on this map now that the Widow has come into play, but still pretty good.
Yeah, I think after they couple of... Oh, it looks like Darkrai going to pick on a 9 here really early, actually. So that means they are going to have to try and work at a disadvantage. Transcendence will come out from Arjunk there to keep his tanks alive for the moment, and looks like there will be Darkrai with another nice pick onto Bailable. Cheesy going to get a trade kill with that Dragon onto Opia, though. Orisa just barely surviving here. Looks like Paul's going to get some damage down. Nice shield there to keep him alive. Darkrai is going to get Arjunk, though, and Darkrai on this Widow is just a menace for St. Clair right now.
Absolutely. G-Scale's going to back up a little bit. St. Clair kind of in a rough spot right now. I mean, that Transcendence kind of was forced by Arjun. He didn't have much of a choice but to use it to keep up his tanks in that moment. But, I mean, now Grandview has a little bit more of an advantage. They can use some of those scarier ultimates, and St. Clair doesn't have much to stop it other than Immortality Field.
Yeah, I think St. Clair is going to have to find an answer. Oh, that's going to be a Tracer kill onto Jerryman there in the backline. That's going to be really good. Cheesy going to get Mercy as well. That's going to be 2 people down for GPU, and that's going to mean St. Clair can push this point a lot further. Nice headshot there onto Opie, and that's going to be 2 more. St. Clair with just a Baptiste trying to run away from this. Can they catch him? Tracer is going to chase him out, and they're going to get him here in the end. Oh, actually, Lion going to get a headshot unavailable, so Available a little bit overextended. Does mean they can mount a good defense against this push.
G-Scale's kind of just sitting back on the card here with 9 and Apostle. He does have Gravitic Flux ready here in case somebody tries to touch. Looks like that's actually going to happen, but Opia is going to go down to Apostle. Guardian is going to go down to G-Scales as well. Apostle gets the kill for that one. Cheesy takes out Jerryman, and Saints are going to clean this up here.
Yeah, to be fair, I think that is a really, really hard point to defend because you're so limited as defenders trying to get on that point without... There's only really like 2 viable spots you can come out of onto that point, so it's really easy for attackers to just hold you to those and try and defend that. So no surprises there. Still have 4 ults available for St. Clair though, so they will be able to push this pretty far, but this last point, extremely tough to get through. Well, I'd say
definitely
arguably one of the toughest points to cross in all of Overwatch.
Well, definitely with the Widowmaker up on that top left platform up there. Nine's actually going to go down to Darkrai as I say that, but Saints are going to get a little bit of revenge. We're a little bit even here, although Grandview does have the spawn advantage. Oh.
Ooh, that's really good. They were able to get that Mercy.
And the Widow.
Yeah, that's massive. I think they're going to be able to push this. It won't be onto the end here yet. There will still be time for GVU to come back in here, but Transcendence is now available for Arjunk, so they will be able to push this almost to the end. I think it's really going to take this Widow getting a lot of key picks, and there we go. Ashe, actually, the swap happened. I didn't even see it, and Available gets taken down by the Ashe, so this could be a rebound here for GVU if they can find it. But no, they aren't able to push in. Transcendence did end up being used by St. Clair there, but no one's available. That's going to be a lot of damage here going down onto the healer. That's going to be Ashe taking down Apostle, going to take down Darkrai on top there. That's going to be Window coming out as well. Nine going to take down Guardian. It's just going to be a few people left here for GVU. Cheesy going to take down Lion on the backside. That's going to be just the McCree on the side here. Can he defend against the St. Clair push? 2.37 meters left. That's going to be Available to take him out on the side, and that's going to mean one person left on point. Just going to be Opia against the world, and that's going to mean nothing. St. Clair take the 3rd point, and that was just complete, like, as much as Darkrai did, I think Darkrai did a really good job there. A lot of really key picks, but I think the problem was after those picks, they weren't able to take advantage and kind of snowball that into them taking out all 5. It was more like you got a pick and it slowed St. Clair down for a little bit, but they ended up just rolling anyway.
This team has definitely improved since the last time St. Clair went up against them. Darkrai was such a menace last time. I remember calling out his name a whole bunch for all those headshots, and he was still getting them, but St. Clair was able to realize, okay, we need to stick tighter together, we need more shields, and they did just that. So there was a lot fewer headshots than their first time against them, making Darkrai a little bit less powerful as he previously was.
Yeah, do you think we see, we are going to see the double snipers coming out of Grandview again, Darkrai. I think it looked really, really good on that Widow. St. Clair just didn't seem like they could really contest the Widow. Obviously, when you have a damage-boosted Widow, it's really hard to contest her because unless you nail the headshot the first time with full enough power to kill her, you're not really going to take her out.
Yeah.
So I think St. Clair, obviously, they did end up taking all 3 points there. They did end up having an advantage even in fights that they were down in. So I think Darkrai doing his job, and Soren, obviously they did want him on that Mercy on this Widow. So I think it's really going to be up to the rest of GVU to find an answer, because right now it seems like Darkrai doing a lot, but the rest of GVU not really doing too much.
Absolutely. Saints are probably going to go for their spawn hold tactic with the Mei here. I don't want to say it, but they're very, very good at this. I know when I played with the team, it was a favorite thing to do. It's kind of memey, but also they're really good at it, especially now. So we're going to have to see if Grandview is able to break through this defense here and able to get out of spawn.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the cheesiest things I've seen.
No pun intended.
No pun intended at all, but I just can't. There's only 2 ways out of this point, really. You can't take the back way, but it's so hard to try and get out of that side wall there, especially with this Mei just sticking the wall up every time you want to try and push through. So yeah, it looks like Storm will be taken down there. And what do you do if you're GVU to push through this?
There's not much you can do when you get Mei walled off like that, because what they like to do is let 1 or 2 through, you know, that little bit of hope. They wall it off, they kill those 2 people, and then it's immediately like a 6v4.
So they give you like a little taste of hopium that you can get out of there, and then they just snatch it away.
Exactly.
No, you're not allowed out of this.
It's
you're stuck in the studio.
It's a strategy that I'm ashamed to say I participated in far too many times.
You know what? We all did bad things in Overwatch. I played goats. We all did bad things in Overwatch. So
my sin is nothing compared to yours. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but Darkrai is going to get cheesy with the Doomfist there. Trade will come out, but it does mean a little bit of reprieve here, at least for GVU. So a chance to try and get out of this spawn spot that they're stuck in right now. But it still seems like their Shatter is going to be available. So they could still be stuck here in this spawn, at least for the moment. That's going to be available getting Opia as well. So they will be able to, they'll push him back a little bit, force him into this alleyway. So a little bit of reprieve, but again, like they're still stuck basically in spawn.
Oh, the Shatter comes out. A few people do go down from the side of Grandview. I do believe that was 2 or 3 people there. Apostle and Co managed to clean that up so fast.
Yeah, I feel so bad because what do? Like, you either have to try and sneak someone around on the back end like Guardian tried to do, or you try and, like, I don't know, run extremely tough tanks, or Flux goes down. That's going to be 3 people slammed into the ground, but it's not going to matter. Diva will get her ult back up here in just a second. G-Scale's going to take out Opia again, and they can't get out of this spawn.
I mean, I feel bad, but at the same time, it is a genuine tactic. I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen this in the Overwatch League before. Like,
it's very, very cheesy, but
very
it
cheesy,
works.
very not so much toxic, but just kind of like, come on, really, you know?
Yeah, I've seen a
But it
lot of
works.
different abusive metas, so not a surprise. If it works, right? So looks like Blizzard will come down again.
Oh my
Arjun
goodness.
gonna take out Opia, Bayable gonna get Lion, and this is a feels bad man right now.
This
for
is a
GPU.
straight up massacre,
Yeah.
for lack of a better
Like,
word.
what do you actually do in this scenario to get out of this hold? Like,
There is nothing
what have
you can
people
do.
done to get out of this hold?
There's nothing you could do except get a really good pick and then push off of that. If you can get their main support or their tank, you're good. But those are going to be the hardest picks to get. I mean, as you can see here, Jerryman was able to get 9, so there is a little bit of hope here, but it looks like Saints are going to push them all back while they wait for 9's return. Arjun going to heal up the crew.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to have to try and back off a little bit here. So, yeah, Bayable does get Guardian trying to push onto this site and just to give them a little bit of rest. But looks like Nine's going to be able to return to this team in just a moment, and that's going to give them 20 seconds to actually
Oh
do
my
anything.
goodness.
Luciole going to come down. Shatter going to come down as well. That's going to be Deadeye pushing on, and Cheesy going to get Sora in there. Opia being taken down as well. Cheesy running all over GBU right now. Winston going to try and push onto the site, but there's nowhere you can go, Guardian. You tried, but did not succeed, and that's going to be St. Clair. Just 5 seconds left to hold this line. Going to get Cheesy, though. Quick kill. Arjun going to answer back for the one on the Jerryman. They are going to get this point, though. Will force an overtime, but will they be able to actually hold this point? 9 going to take out 1. G-Scale's going to go 2 with the self-destructed. No. That's going to be 1. Hope remaining is just going to be the Winston, but no. Darkrai going to get Dragon, going to get 1, but that's not going to matter. St. Clair have complete control of this one. Finally, Guardian being taken out, but they're able to actually hold on this overtime for quite a while. Jerryman going to get Apostle. This could give them a little bit of
my
hope
goodness.
here. This could actually, yeah, Opia getting 9. This could get dicey. It's going to mean Opia will get Bayable as well, and Cheesy will finally be taken down here. So they did somehow manage to break out of the spawn, but they're going to have to do really well on this push because St. Clair, although St. Clair doesn't have any ults and the Rampage is available for Guardian, so then again, you could see them try and, oh, Bastion. Oh, Bayable.
Yeah.
Oh, Bayable.
Available.
Oh,
Don't do
no.
it. Don't do
no.
it.
Come on, please. There was enough cheese
Oh
with the
no.
spawn hold.
At least, I thought Cheesy would have been the one to pull out the cheese, but I
Oh.
mean, I guess we're going with Available here.
There
Oh,
it is. He
no.
sets up, and it's raining down terror. Darkrai going to get 9, though, and he's not in a good position to actually tear them down here. So Jerryman on the Tracer will get some contact damage. That's going to be Bayable being taken down, and they're actually punished for their cheese strat. Opia going to get 2, and they will be able to get this point here. So St. Clair may have overstepped a little there, and I mean, the Bastion pick was bold. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, they were able to hold them into spawn for basically the entire round, so why not try something else?
I mean, I love you, Bale, but you kind of deserve that.
Yeah, I think
You
so
kind of
too.
deserve that, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't pull out the Bastion. Come on. What do you think this is? This isn't quick play. Oh, that was actually kind of nutty. Okay,
Sniped.
I apologize, Bailable. Happy birthday.
Wow, that makes me feel better. So that was nice. Darkrai going to get taken down as well. They're going to be able to stop this push. But 2 minutes here, and now that you've kind of gotten over the cheese, and I think realistically it probably would have worked if they had stuck to it, but a front flip there by Cheesy was very interesting. Cost him his life, and that was able to push them forward. But when you're looking at it here now and looking at these comps, you do have the Tracer still for Jerryman here. The ult is available. See if she can get anything with that. That's a new window popped as well. But do you think they're actually able to push forward with this comp?
I honestly don't know. I mean, St. Clair did switch up their comp a little bit to put them in a better position. Failable kind of cracked on the Ash right now. They have about 1.5 minutes to push back St. Clair, just under that. And it's going to be very difficult to do, especially because it took a lot of resources to get past St. Clair. Actually, sorry, I'm lying. I'm looking at the wrong side of the screen. St. Clair doesn't have any ults except for maybe 2 ults coming up, but Grandview does have access to 4.
Yeah, so I think right now it's going to be really key to try and push at least one of those 2 ults for St. Clair out, because Oh, looks like, yeah, that's going to be one. So Tracer will drop one. Bob will be dropped to match this tactical visor from Darkrai, and he will be taken out there. Bob just going to be sitting in a corner. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Just hanging out.
Yeah, there he goes. He's going to fly up to this guy in just a second. There he goes. He flies out.
Ooh.
So ults will be used for both sides, but Soren and Opia both with ults still available for them for GVU. And there will be 9 using the window. Cheesy with his dragon could be huge, though. 30 seconds left. They got quite a bit of ways to push this payload still. So if he's able to get a good ult onto this payload, it will force them off here in OT and possibly mean St. Clair's going to win. But 4 ults still available. And Soren, I think he's going to have to get a good Lucio ult for this to be effective. But if he can land one when the dragon comes down, I think they can definitely win this.
I think Cheesy is definitely going to have to get a great dragons here if this is going to go through. Here he goes. He pops dragon. Opia going to shatter him, but Cheesy's dragon manages take him out. Available, gonna try to get a hold of this monkey here. Actually, it's a C9.
Oh no, not again. No,
oh
GVU.
My goodness.
You gotta touch that payload.
Come on, guys.
That feels bad.
I know we want to kill the other team, but sometimes we just gotta sit back on the cart.
I mean, when the other team's doing that, you don't have to beat them, they're beating themselves. So what are you gonna do? But yeah, St. Clair take a 3-0 here. Pretty dominant. I think map 3 kind of a little bit cheesy, but regardless, I mean, they still wiped them in all 3 of these games. I think they were dominant in many parts of it. Like even map 2 was a 3-0. Like they just wiped them there. So a lot better looking than the preseason GVU. Obviously beat them there, but a 3-0 clean sweep here by St. Clair. Looked so much more polished, and I really got to give credit to G-Scales there on that Diva. Looked incredible, and the way that they ended up recovering on that map, that Widow definitely doing a lot of damage, able to take out 9 multiple times, but it didn't matter because the rest of the team able to recover, and as much as damage as Darkrai could do, St. Clair just ended up doing more.
Absolutely. You can see a lot of celebrations going on in the nest right now. Everybody really happy about that victory. Lots of smiles. So you can see our Crunchyroll posters in the background behind Cheesy as well.
Nice.
Thank you for the sponsor.
Nice. Shout out.
Shout out to the sponsor before the sponsors.
There you go. We love you guys. But yeah, it looks like pretty good success there. 3-0. Guys are feeling a lot better about how that one went. I think we feel a lot better about how that one went, St. Clair. As much as we saw them switch it up between games 2 and 3 with those comps, I think the one thing I have to say is they did kind of get out-sniped, but I think that's just Darkrai difference, obviously, and he did have the Mercy on him. So It's hard to compete with a sniper that has extreme high damage. But regardless, St. Clair pushed it out there, and although it was a cheesy strat on map 3, still pulled it out with a victory. And yeah, not much else to say about that one, honestly.
Absolutely. So basically, I think we're going to be...
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to shout out to our sponsors real quick. We got a new sponsor this year, Crunchyroll. Check them out. Everyone loves Crunchyroll. You love esports, you love anime. They go hand in hand. It's just how it is. So you can get a 14-day premium trial of Crunchyroll for free at crunchyroll.com/saints. And I also want to shout out Subway, Timmy's, the SRC, and the Alumni Association. Thank you all for your contributions. We love streaming. We love that you guys can allow us to stream. And shout out to our merch as well. I just got this mask. I love it so much. But you can get jerseys, crew necks, hoodies, whatever you need. We got it. We even got the Scrim t-shirt. Everyone loves a Scrim t-shirt.
Oh, everybody loves Scrim t-shirt.
You can go to acquire.ca/Saints to check that out. We will be back momentarily with some St. Clair Saints Call of Duty action. Yeah. Okay, so Saints, Call of Duty versus U Ottawa, Garnet, NECC, Star League. Okay, got it all. Perfect. So we'll be back in a moment with that. And yeah, you can look forward to that. But 3-0 St. Clair, Overwatch just dominated that map. And definitely looking forward to the season for Overwatch.
Absolutely. So we're going to be swapping up the casting desk here. You're going to say goodbye to me and hello to Jackson very shortly. So I've been Amanda Commander Dupuis.
No, you can't leave.
I know.
No.
You don't want to cast with him, do you? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm getting some dirty looks.
Ooh.
All right, I've been Amanda Commander Dupuis. Here is John Billbang Zwiedema, who you will see lots more of very shortly. And thanks for watching today.